Welcome, everyone. It's the Katie Dill Show. That's right. You heard that right. It's the Katie Dill Show. She has her own show now. With us today is our first guest ever, Miss Amina Hussein. Say hello, Amina.
Hi, everyone, Katie.
Say hello to everyone. There's 1,000 billion fans out there who are waiting with bated breath for the first episode of the Katie Dill Show. And here it is. It's today. It's finally here. Wow. So, a little bit about this show.
I love that intro.
Do you like the intro? That's something
I love it. I thought it was great.
Okay, good.
I know.
I've been toying with it all morning. So, this is a show.
Beautiful.
Thank you. This is a show about conversations, one-on-one interviews with myself, Katie Dill, that's me, and a friend or a colleague or someone who I think is very funny, and whether they know it or not. I think they're very funny, and I like them, think they're a good person, only good people on this show, and they are someone who I think is interests me, and I want to know more about them. I want to get to know them and have a nice conversation. So my first guest today is Amina Hussein, one of the funniest women / people that I've ever met in my life. And we've known each other for a long time, since college. Is this correct? Am I right? How's it going? We already talked for a few minutes, so I don't know how it's going. But
I wasn't sure when I could chime in, but that was such a nice compliment. I'm so flattered. Thank you. I think you're one of the funniest people in the world, so that's a great compliment. I'm very flattered.
Oh, good. Well, yeah.
Maybe we should stop gushing so much. Just have a conversation.
I know. God, it's getting gross. It's really disgusting. So, I was looking up some questions that I wanted to ask you. And the list that I have is really funny because it went from really deep questions to things like, do aliens exist? And I took some from the internet. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Do you, Amina Hussein, think aliens exist? Let's get right to it.
No, I love these kind of questions. Because it gets me thinking, you know? So I want to believe, I think.
Right.
Because aliens aren't necessarily, the image you think of when you first think of an alien. That's the brand of the big head, black, large eyes.
The brand.
What an alien.
Yeah, that's
just the brand. Usually they're green.
Right, greenish.
They all look kind of identical. And sometimes if you just see an image of the eyes, you know what you're looking at. It's a good brand.
Yeah, it's a good brand. You're right.
But I don't want to believe in that kind of alien because I think that's kind of goofy and silly, right? Who am I? I'm that's real and I want it.
Right.
How are you going to communicate with that? How is it going to help you? Why do you want it?
Why do we want it?
Really what you want?
Well, you know what? I know what you mean. Go on.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I think the big head is big brain. So it's this fantasy that people have of humans that are even smarter than us. We don't want to be the biggest dogs. We don't want to be the parents. We want to be the children. So we want there to be in existence someone who knows more than us and who knows better and who is smarter.
I always used to think that, right? Not in such terms as you're explaining now, but I always used to think about, why I really wanted, life outside of Earth. And, I thought of these things and it was, so profound. I was I just want these connections. And I want something that's, bigger than me. But when you put it that way, you're we want to be the child. We don't want to be the parents. It's we're just we can't have all this responsibility.
Yes.
It needs to go to somebody else, and then it's their fault that we're fucking up.
Yes.
And it can't be my fault.
Exactly. We don't want to take the onus. We don't want to be the only people responsible. When the finger gets pointed later.
Yeah, dude, I'm already close to that feeling where I'm just like, enough is enough. Let's put this somewhere else. Like, someone else takes the wheel. I can't.
Jesus, take the wheel. That's what they say.
Yes.
So, and I guess just like, I don't know. Aliens are interesting. The other thing that I was going to ask, because I love asking everyone this, is do you believe in ghosts?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's my favorite question too. Did we ever talk about this?
I don't know. We probably have, but we'll see.
That is so bizarre because I love questions about ghosts.
Oh my God.
And then, like, if people believe in ghosts, I also just love ghostly things and witches.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite things out there.
Right.
But so ghosts, yes, absolutely. I 100% believe in ghosts. How about you?
No, I don't believe in ghosts, silly.
There's like no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. This is why I love asking this question, because it's so like people have experiences that they feel like really happened, and I wonder if you do. I mean, I've definitely felt spooked out before, but and I used to think about ghosts a lot as a kid and stuff, but then like I just became a skeptic in every way. So yeah.
So cynical.
I know.
So, I've always believed in ghosts, I think, because, like, my mom's always believed in ghosts, and, like, she's super spiritual. She's, like, super strict and conservative, but she's also extremely spiritual, and, like, she really believes, like, in Allah and, like, all this stuff in the Quran and shit like that, but, like, she, what was I gonna say? So she's always believed in ghosts, and so, like, growing up, because I have that fear and, like, someone who's always watching me and ghosts who might have their eye on me, and, like, so that was always something that would freak me out. Like, I remember, like, she would even say that, like, she could always see what I'm doing, no matter where I was. And, like, that was really fucked up, actually. But, like, it was really scary because I believed it.
You believed it?
And I remember, like, I was in, like, elementary school, and, like, the playground used to be, like, where I would let loose, right? Because I was, like, at home and everything was so strict. So, like, I remember my friend once said something. I forget what she proposed. Maybe she proposed that I eat, like, haram meat or something. And I was like, no, I'm not allowed to. She's like, yeah, but it's just, like we're in the playground, like, I'm not going to tell anyone. I was like, I know, but my mom can see me.
My mom can see me wherever I go. She's like Santa Claus. She told me so.
I was like, but my mom can see me. And she just was like, oh. And then, like, I don't know what she felt, but she just was like, she like understood. She was like, okay, that's fine. You don't have to eat this meat.
Oh, sure, your mom can see you. Okay.
But, like, I think it's just, like, a testament to the fact that, like, when you're a child, you believe in so many things. So a lot of that does influence you in your older age. And, like, I don't believe that my mom can see every single thing that I do. Like, although I do feel like I need to escape to talk to somebody without them listening.
Right.
Because currently I'm living at home.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on one second. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. As you know, I live with my parents currently, and so they live in an apartment, and downstairs there's, like, a rec room, a theater, a gym, which is all new additions, like, since they first came in. This is just, like, a year-old stuff, but the theater's super nice. And so, yeah, someone just came in to give a tour of the building, I guess. They're, like, going to rent.
I hate when people give tours and you're just like, you're in your life doing your thing. Like in college, they used to do that. They would like give a tour of your dorm and you're like actively living in it. So it's like, you're just like part of the magazine. You're like, hi, here I am. Like, this is what I look like.
Like, can I sign a release or something for that?
Yeah, like, excuse me.
Like, I don't want to be in this.
Yeah, like, this isn't a wax museum.
Zoo, almost. It's like the zoo. Like, I feel like it's not right.
Yeah, because, like, they tell you this is your new home, and then you're living in a museum where you're supposed to be behind the glass.
And then there's strangers coming to observe you in your home.
In your habitat. Like, it's like being a pet or something, like, of the college, or it's very...
Yeah.
But yeah, so speaking of college, we met at University of Delaware, and that's where we went to school. And Amina, also you are Muslim and grew up Muslim, and that is interesting to me. And I wanted to say that in case people didn't get it, because you were talking about like Allah and the Quran and stuff.
Oh yeah. And I didn't say that she's Muslim. Like, my family's Muslim.
Yeah, but I just think that
FYI.
you have a lot of cool experiences and interesting experiences, and like, so that's part of why I think we always have really interesting conversations too. But so we met at college. Let's see. Let me ask you some questions about comedy and humor, because that's one of the things that I like to talk about, because you're so funny. And do you like, I know you like Tina Fey.
I think she's alright. Like, right now I'm like kind of apathetic.
You're apathetic. Maybe you used to be really into Tina. Who do you like? Like, or who did you like growing up, or, you know, alive or dead, comedians, anybody who you think is really funny?
Yeah. My mom and dad used to watch Tom and Jerry a lot, and I Love Lucy a lot.
Yes.
And so those were often on when I was little, and Lucy is just someone that, like, I really admire. I don't know, I just, like, have a love for her that, like, is undying no matter what. Like, I'm just like, she was the best. She's so fucking funny. Like, she nailed it every fucking time. Even when you thought she was going to go off the mark a little with something, because you're like, all right, she's whining too much in this episode. But, like, at the end, you're like, oh, worth it. She knew where she was going the whole time.
Yeah, like, she's whining too much. Like, why is she doesn't have to be in his show tonight. Like, it's just Ricky. He has a lot of shows. She doesn't need to be in the show. Like,
right. She was always trying to get on the show. And I was like, was this not something that, like, you guys, like, knew about before you got married? Or, like, when you got married, did it not come up earlier on? Like, why is this just going on forever? Like, who hasn't learned their lesson here?
Right? Like, when you marry them, you should be like, so, I'm gonna constantly try to get on your show. That's what I'm gonna do.
And spend all your money on crazy clothes and things, and then you're going to get angry because you'll see the bill afterwards. like, these are all signs of, like, an unhealthy marriage.
Right. Well, but what I loved about that show, because I used to watch the shit out of that show as a kid.
Oh, yeah?
So maybe that's why we are so compatible, humorously.
True.
But,
I can see that.
like, I loved that. So it's called I Love Lucy. So it's about Lucille Ball. Like, Lucy, the actress, the comedian, that's who we're there to see, right? And yet, in the show, she's, like, the one who isn't talented and isn't in the show and isn't famous and isn't like, she doesn't do a good job.
Right,
she tries. She wants to be talented, but she's like not. But Ricky is the talented one. But really, in real life, we're watching the show because of Lucy. So it's like she's very much like she's like a secret superhero who's like playing the underdog, and yet she's the overdog. If that makes any sense, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's super heady, I guess.
But it's like very like America at that time. Like, the woman wasn't in the workplace,
right?
When really.
Yeah,
maybe she would have been really good at it, like Lucy was.
Yeah, she's really just like, I don't know, I also do think it's cool that is, like, what she was doing, and she was, like, but she was also, like, the powerhouse of that brand. Like she did it, during a time where, like, she wouldn't necessarily be able to do that easily. I mean, still today she wouldn't be able to do that easily, unfortunately. But, yeah, she was, like, she was the one who created all of that talent, that success. She did it.
She fucking did it. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm sorry, I started to rub my eye, and I got, like, really sleepy. It's a really rude thing to do on your podcast.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm sorry. I just need to be real about, like, why I, like, zoned out a little, because I was like, I was rubbing my eye. But I'm awake.
It's okay. I zone out all the time. I really do. I zone out all the time.
Yeah.
So, well, I like that we can talk about Lucy. She's a great comedian. Yeah.
Yeah.